Now I keep my flows hectic, best respected. You're either a lost cause or you're joining this racket. I could be gangster, who said I did it? You're killing me softly, trying to be hard, now quit it. Y'all wannabes, me's is who I be. Now get off the D, nah wait, KC, get off the chain. Cold chill is what it means, now get it right, man. I'm like, God, no, y'all can't be real. Blazing on with gold cuts with platinum feel. Back to being gangster, watch what you say. CIA, DEA, bottle of Tango Ray. I don't know why these busters cry, saying what they doing and the police pursue them. I guess you bring that on yourself. Be careful, play the hands that you're dealt. Y'all feeling me, y'all killing me. Flashing what you got, then you get got. I really can't tell what's fake or real. Old school, new school. Now what's the deal, y'all?
What's the deal? Is Joe the shirt is off the cuff yet again. Oh my God. I gotta shake off these cobwebs here. What's it been, like 3 fucking weeks? Longer since last time I talked to you guys? In case you're wondering why, there's been no emergency. Nothing terrible happened. I was not in jail. I was not hospitalized. I was not on a bender. More than anything else, I just didn't fucking feel like it. And I'm trying to live with the shame of that. I really am, because you know, I do love what I do. I do love talking to you guys, and I do love the sound of my own voice. I mean, I really, really do, okay? I'm one of those guys that when I jerk off, I talk to myself out loud, you know? So I really do enjoy this. But you know what? Just because you love something doesn't mean you want to deal with it all the time. Doesn't mean you want to do it all the time, okay? Any mother out there knows that, you know what, yes, I love my children, but I don't want to deal with them all the time, every day, you know. And so you get some time away from the thing you love, and you realize how much you really, really miss it, you know. And really, that's what it came down to for me. I was just didn't feel like it. And there was other stuff going on. My sister came to visit me, you know. I've been working and adjusting to the schedule. You know, now I'm like on them in the mornings, you know, all the time. And I'm also looking for work. I'm looking for more work because right now I'm not getting paid enough, you know, to, you know, buy Girl Scout cookies, much less any other fucking thing else. But, you know, and that made me a little bit depressed. I'll admit that. It makes me a little bit depressed, especially, you know, when I get a good job lead and it looks like things are going to go well and I got a good interview. And then, like a girl you pick up at 2 in the morning at a bar, you know, I'm left wondering, how come he doesn't call? Any case, that's really it. No major emergencies. Nothing terrible happened. It's just me being me, but just for a little bit longer being me. That's all. So, what's going on? There's a lot of stuff in the news. Also, every once in a while, by the way, just so you know, every once in a while, I get bored with what's in the news, because it seems like the same stories keep coming up over and over and over and over and over again, and you know it gets difficult to take a new spin on them. You know, I mean, I've done this show sometimes every day for like 5 days in a row. Sometimes I've done this show twice a day. You know, and I always seem to have more that I want to talk about, and then every once in a while I'll just look at the news and I'm like, wow, I could swear I did that story last month, or one that sounded exactly like it. You know, so it's hard to get excited about it. And I'm not going to be, I try not to be one of those people that just goes around, you know, plumbing the news for anything that might be interesting. I try to find stuff that I think is interesting, and thus hopefully you will find it is interesting. So what is going on in the news? Well, the biggest story around here in California anyway, especially recently, was one Elliot Rodger, 22-year-old student, who went on a killing spree. And you know what, some people may be offended at this, but I do make light of it. Not that I think that the lives that were lost were in no way valuable. I mean, they were, and they were important to people, and lots of people out there. And, you know, my condolences to them. My heart goes out to their friends and family. But like I said, this is one of those stories that I feel like I've done before. You know, I've done it multiple times. You know, so it was. I remember the story. And it was just difficult for me to come up with a fresh view on this particular story, but I held on to it because I knew that there was something there, and the something there really is the guy himself. Now, a lot of people will complain that you know we pay too much attention to these killers, that's what they want, you know, and maybe that's true. But once the killer is dead, you can pay as much attention to him as you want or not want. He's not going to know the difference. The asshole's dead, you know. But if you're not familiar with his crimes, one Elliot Rodger, 22 years old, killed his roommates, identified as Chen Yuan James Hong, 20 years old, George Chen, 19 years old, and Wei Han David Wang, 20 years old. All students at UC Santa Barbara. They're found dead Friday with multiple stab wounds inside their two-story Capri apartments. Police say that Rogers killed them before embarking on a shooting rampage across Isla Vista that left 3 other UC Santa Barbara students dead and 13 others injured, which culminated in Rogers' suicide. Now, you see that right there. Like I said, it's like, if you're going to kill yourself at the end, are you really doing it for attention? Attention is useless if you don't know you're getting paid attention to. You know, this guy, basically, he was an asshole, you know? And I am going to pay attention to him because he's the interesting part of the story. You know, Elliot Rodger. Like I've said before, I tell you what, I named you his 3 roommates. Can you remember a single one of them? Anyone? No, probably not. But you can remember Elliot Rodger for quite a while because he was the asshole that killed them. Now, Elliot Rodger, one of the see, what I like about Elliot Rodger is that he was very, very specific as to why he was killing people. He wrote a 137-page manifesto as to why he was killing people. He made videos and put them on YouTube as to why he was planning on killing people. Okay? So there's like no mystery, none of that, you know, oh, I don't know why he did it. He's such a nice guy. Always helped with the groceries. None of that bullshit. No. He is a psycho, and we all knew he was a psycho. The police knew before that this happened that he was a psycho. His friends knew he was a psycho. But because he never did anything, we figured, well, no biggie. Now, I have some excerpts here from his 137-page manifesto that I would like to read to you. And you tell me what you think about this guy. This is all written as him, so it's basically a long series of quotes. Let's see, he writes here, the first people I would have to kill are my 2 housemates to secure the entire apartment for myself as my personal torture and killing chamber. Well, wow, man, you're sick. You have issues, man. Especially when you actually have 3 roommates and you're only mentioning 2 of them. Okay, to reiterate, there, Juan James Hong, George Chen, Willem David Wang. That's 3, but he only mentions 2 of them here. So obviously, he wasn't in the right mind to begin with. He couldn't even count. Let's see, I further go on with the quote here. I will torture some of the good-looking people before I kill them, assuming that the good-looking ones had the best sex lives. All of that pleasure they had in life, I will punish by bringing them pain and suffering. So he's pissed off. He was pissed off because other people were getting laid. You can sort of relate to that, actually, can't you? Okay. The second phase will represent my war on women. I will punish all females for the crime of depriving me of sex. Okay, I'm not supposed to laugh, but seriously, man. I continue here. They have starved me of sex for my entire youth and gave that pleasure to other men. I cannot kill every female on earth, but I can deliver a devastating blow that will shake all of them to the core of their wicked hearts. I will attack the very girls who represent everything I hate in the female gender, the hottest sorority of UCSB. I'm sorry, this is just sounding like a really, really perverse version of Revenge of the Nerds right now. You know what I mean? This guy, you know what? I'm going to finish the quotes, then I'm going to talk. How about that? After doing a lot of extensive research within the last year, I found out that the sorority with the most beautiful girls is Alpha Phi Sorority. I know exactly where their house is, and I've sat outside it in my car to stalk them many times. Alpha Phi Sorority is full of hot, beautiful blonde girls, the kind of girls I've always desired, but was never able to have because they all look down on me. I will sneak into their house at around 9 p.m. on the day of retribution, just before all of the partying starts, and slaughter every single one of them with my guns and knives. I will then make my way to Del Playa, splattering as many of my enemies as I can with the SUV and shooting anyone I don't splatter. Okay, so this is what I've got so far. Elliot Rodger killed 6 people, shot and injured 13 more because he couldn't get laid. I know that's putting it into very, very simple terms, but I think it's a very, very simple term that we can all understand. This guy was an asshole. Okay? And what's really, the first thing that really pops out at me is that his roommates were not the party, get the pussy kind of guys on campus. Okay? If you don't believe me, all you have to do is listen to the names of these guys. All right, one more time now. Yuan James Hong, George Chen, and Wilhan David Wang do not sound like pussy hounds to me. I could be wrong. Could be that within the Asian community, these guys get all the chocha. It could be, all right? I don't know. But I'm just saying that these guys, just off the bat. Now, one of the things that in interviews with friends of these guys is that they actually said that these were not party guys. These were guys that studied and got excited about, writing code and computers and video games. You know, there was like this. These guys were like the anti-pussy, is what these guys were. So Elliot, pretty much fit really, really well in there, except that he didn't have his nerdism to rely on for social impact. Now, this is going to sound weird, but I understand where Elliot Rodger is coming from. I do, okay? And I think every guy on the planet does as well. Because there's not a single guy on this fucking planet who hasn't been so horny at some point in their lives that they said to themselves, if I don't get laid soon, I'm going to kill something. Okay, I understand it. I do understand it, and I know every guy out there understands it too. You've been that fucking horny. And I understand the logical jump that you make in, I'm so horny, I want to kill people, I'm going to kill people. See, I understand that logical leap, but I also understand that you don't make that logical leap. You don't go there because it's not logical. It's emotional. It's hormones. You had bad parents, man. I'm sorry. If you wake up one day and just decide, you know what, I'm not getting any pussy, I'm going to go shoot up the neighborhood, you had bad parents. Something wrong happened there. Don't blame the people that don't want to have sex with you. What, we're supposed to feel bad for you because you don't got no game, motherfucker? Is that what we're supposed to believe? You ain't got no game, you can't get no pussy, so you want to take it out on the rest of the world. Is that what you're saying here, boy? No, I don't think so. Psst. Buster, motherfucker. That's basically what it boils down to. You know what? When I was in school, I didn't have any fucking game. I didn't get any fucking pussy. Jesus Christ, if that whole myth about, jerking off too much because you don't get any pussy, leads to hairy palms, I would have been Chewbacca by now, all right? Don't give me that bullshit, all right? God, you know what God said? You know what God said, that it's okay to masturbate. You know how I know that? I know you don't find it in the books anywhere, don't find it in the Bible, but it's okay to masturbate because God lets you reach the pee-pee. If you can reach the pee-pee, you can play with the pee-pee. If you can play with the pee-pee, you can lower your blood pressure, all right? Motherfucker. Don't give me that bullshit, James. Don't give me that bullshit, Elliot, man. We're going to continue with this right after this musical break with today's music being brought to you by Vel Rob. You heard his first song, What's the Deal? Here's this next one, Undercover Freak by Vel Robb. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff.
Yo, check it out, yo. You got the prime factor here, you know what I'm saying? I'ma get on some, respecting the ladies type joint, you know what I'm saying? To get on some freaky shit, though, you know what I'm saying? Which for them girls that don't be putting their business out there, got them looking like whores and shit. But yo, check it. This is for the ladies, this is for them freaks, this is for them girls with them fat seats. Yo, the download ones that don't approach like hoes, but use the freak of the weed, and nobody knows. Yo, this is for the ladies, this is for the freaks, this is for them girls with them fat back seats. Yo, the download ones that don't approach like hoes, but use the freak of the week, and nobody knows. Yo, when I come into your world, your morals convert, brown eyes and dressing you, I'm a nasty pervert, just playing, but I get down like a porn star. We could poly over drinks to get freaky after leaving a bar. Only if they're with that. I have no desires raping you. Very sexual when you're seduced.
And Joe the Shirt is once again off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for waiting for me to come back. And please continue to listen whenever I happen to be smart enough to post. You know what? I can feel my blood pressure going down even as I speak. Letting it all out to you guys. Letting these opinions in my head, that I need to spew out to you guys. Just let it all dribble off my chin onto all of you. I know that's disgusting, but we're talking about Elliot Rodger, the nutcase that killed 6 people at his school campus and injured 13 more. And what it all boils down to is that this guy couldn't get any pussy. And it's not just that he couldn't get any pussy. He was really pissed off because he couldn't get the hottest pussy. He wanted the pussy of Alpha Phi, the hottest sorority on campus. Now, let me tell you this right now. I went to college, and I got plenty of tang while I was in college. I did. Some damn good-looking women. Some damn not-so-good-looking women. Some women I don't go around talking about in mixed company or otherwise. But I got some. See, I think this guy's problem was he was aiming too high. I'm sorry, you can't go around, blaming hot chicks because they don't want to have sex with you when you got no game. Maybe lower your standards a little bit, I mean, as the saying goes, fat chicks have pussies too. Ugly chicks have pussies too. You know what? The plain girl next to you in your psych class, she's got a pussy too. You don't have to find the hottest girl on the planet. And anybody that feels this particular drive to only want to have sex with the most beautiful women on the planet, or women that only want to have sex with the most beautiful men on the planet, that's right up there with somebody that wants to have sex with a woman because of her status, or a woman that wants to have sex with a man because of his money. You know what? You were looking on the outside of what this person is instead of what's inside, which is pussy, which is what we're going for, okay? So don't give me the shit that you couldn't get laid, all right? Anybody can get laid. You've all seen some of the ugliest, fattest, gnarliest, pimpliest motherfuckers on this planet getting laid, and sometimes with really, really hot women. So if you got no game, your job is to get some game, all right? All right, it's you know what? You think you're not getting any ass because you don't have any money? Get a fucking job, invent an app, whatever, motherfucker. You know what? You're not getting any ass because you're 22 years old and you're built like your little sister. You know what? Go to the gym. All right, work out, have some protein bars, bulk up, whatever, man. But don't put it on the chicks because you can't get any. It's not their job to give you any. All right, it's not their privilege to give you any. They give you any, you say thank you. That was pretty nice of you. I appreciate it. And that's enough of that asshole. Sex is in the news, as always. It's always a big thing. Brazil is really, really pissed off. Why? Because apparently Brazil believes that way too many people are going to Brazil to have sex with hookers. Apparently, the Brazil sex trade has created a unflattering stereotype of what it's like to vacation in Brazil. Now, I have a friend of mine. He's from Brazil. I'm not going to mention his name because he sometimes listens to the show and I don't want to get him in trouble. But he's actually told me, that when he goes back home to visit his family, he has sex with hookers. And they're all over the place. And one of the biggest problems with having sex with hookers in Brazil is so many of them, just like anywhere else, are underage, not necessarily doing it voluntarily, and and it just makes Brazil look bad. And the reason people are bringing this up is because you got the World Cup on its way, and I think the Olympics are coming over there as well, so it's. Everybody's like, okay, we're all going, like, World Cup's in Brazil, the Olympics in Brazil. Everybody's going, yay, I'm going to bring extra cash with me so I can get some 14-year-old Tang or Pepe, if that's what your proclivity. So they're going out on a limb here. The Brazilian president or prime minister is letting everybody know that if you're coming to Brazil, enjoy the culture, enjoy the food, enjoy the sports, enjoy the wildlife. Don't enjoy the underage hookers. That's what they're saying. Don't enjoy, and don't enjoy the adult hookers either, because we're not that kind of place. Which is a lie, but that's what they're telling everybody. Let's see. There we go. Oh yes, here we go. And once again, this feels like a story I've told way too many times. More women being raped in India. I don't know what's going on there. It seems like I have this story in my hand like once a month where women are just getting gang raped in India. It's not just a rape. Rapes happen all the time and everywhere. And so do gang rapes, but not quite as often. From Mumbai, India, 2 teenage girls in India were gang raped, killed, and then found hanging from a tree. The bodies of the girls, ages 14 and 15, were found early Wednesday near their home in Katra village in Budaun, Uttar Pradesh state, after they had gone missing, police said. Now, the local police chief had allegedly ignored a report Tuesday indicating that the girls were missing. The girls apparently had left their home where there was no toilet to relieve themselves. Now, this gets really sick and interesting because the police arrested 2 police officers and 2 other men from the village and were searching for more suspects. Apparently, the autopsies confirmed that the girls had been raped and strangled before being hung up. Police Superintendent Atul Saxena said, according to the Associated Press. Now, the station chief in Katra, which is a good 180 miles northwest of the state capital, Lucknow, was suspended. India last year passed an anti-rape legislation in response to public anger over the fatal gang rape in December 2012 of a 23-year-old physiotherapy student. There's also been a gang rape of tourists in India, which have been widely reported. And I don't think, when I think of India and Indians, I don't think gang rape, generally speaking. It's not one of the things that comes to mind. But then again, I, like so much of you, know so little about India and Indian culture, Now, this is very telling, though. Let's see. Let me pronounce this right. Ankalesh Yadav, Chief Minister of the Uttar Pradesh, said, quote, "Whoever is found guilty will be punished." Or, put another way, whoever is found guilty will be punished. Yeah, I went there, so what? Listen to another show. Now, Yadav's father and Uttar Pradesh's former chief minister, Mulayam Singh Yadav, recently said that the state's governing party opposed capital punishment for rapists, and that, now this is a quote now, "Boys will be boys. They are bound to commit mistakes." Okay. Let's go over this really quickly here. Now, I'm a big fan of boys will be boys, and they will make mistakes. Okay, I get that. That's fine. Raping a 14-year-old girl and a 15-year-old girl with 3 of your buddies, strangling them to death, and then hanging their bodies from a tree for public viewing is not boys will be boys. That is not, making a mistake. It's like, let's give it a pass. No. That is abhorrent, disgusting behavior of a sociopath. It's wrong. These guys should be punished and punished severely. There's no excuse for this. I'm sorry. As the man that is the son of a woman who is the brother of 5 other women and uncle to several other women in the making, and all my female relatives and female friends and the woman in the next room who I share my life with, fuck you. That's no. That's not a boys will be boys kind of statement to make. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys is boys will pull a girl's hair. Boys will be boys is boys will put a cherry bomb down the toilet. That's boys will be boys, not raping, strangling to death, and hanging from a tree. Which brings us back to Montana, believe it or not. Montana has one of the lowest prosecution rates for rape in the entire United States. They cite, lack of evidence more than anything else, but the Justice Department has discovered that substantial evidence that sexism in Montana County Attorney's Office has led prosecutors to drop rape cases and belittle victims. When one mother asked a county attorney why an adolescent boy who assaulted her 5-year-old daughter had received only 2 years of community service, the attorney responded, here's another quote now, you may have heard before, boys will be boys. According to Missoula, prosecutors failed to pursue nearly every case in which a mentally or physically disabled woman alleged sexual assault, federal officers said, even if in cases where there was evidence such as a confession or incriminating evidence by the perpetrator and statements by the perpetrator. Now that is some lax prosecution going on right there. Okay, so first and foremost, rape is not really prosecuted all that much in Montana. Secondly, if the victim happens to be mentally retarded, it's really not prosecuted in Montana. And then thirdly, the fact that the victim may be 5 years old is, that's just a boys will be boys kind of thing. And, and let's not forget that even if the alleged rapist confesses to the crime, we still don't prosecute. Okay. I am pretty close to being ashamed of being a man right now. Yeah, I really am. I'm pretty close to being ashamed. All right. Moving on. Good guy. This just feels like one of my women abuse episodes, doesn't it? It's just so brutal when I read stuff like this. Okay, let's go to Egypt really quickly here. Apparently, the practice of female circumcision is still alive and well in Egypt. As a matter of fact, Egypt probably has one of the highest rates of female circumcision in the entire Muslim world. This is a quick story here of one, Sohir Bata, who by all accounts was a bright and lively girl. At 13, she was diligent in her schoolwork, with her math teacher recalling an eager pupil. Until her parents decided that Sohir would be taken to a nearby clinic, really just the upper floor of a house on a dead-end dirt lane, where a doctor who doubled as a mosque preacher was known for performing a procedure called thara. The term alluding to the cleansing or purifying means the cutting away of the girl's external genitalia. So in case you were wondering, ladies, what this means is they slice off the hood of your clitoris and then the clitoris. Just to be clear. Some assholes do take more, but that's the bare minimum usually. Let's see. Female genital circumcision has been banned in Egypt since 2008, which doesn't stop it from happening. Now, for the first time a doctor is to stand trial for carrying out the procedure, which a court date set for Thursday in Aga, a town near Sohair's village. Rights organizations had fought for prosecutions in the case, believing that Sohair's death in June offered the chance for a precedent-setting verdict against an ingrained custom. So what's going on here is that for the first time ever, they're not just blaming the parents for what's going on. They're blaming the doctor who performed it, even though it was done with parental consent. Now, it's done under parental consent, but it's also illegal in general, so he shouldn't be doing it anyhow. Now, what makes this a really important case here is the fact that Soha died. She's no longer with us. She's a 13-year-old girl, like I said, by all accounts, very, very lively, nice, intelligent, doing well in school, on her way to a much, much nicer life. And her parents decided, mostly her father decided, we're going to slice off her hood and her clit and purify her, for while she's with the family and for her husband after that. And we're going to talk about that even more when I get back. This is, I know, this is You Can't Feel Me. No, excuse me, this is You Can't Feel Me by Vel Rob. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff, and I'll be right back.
Yo, Angel, AB, hate them your initials. Yeah, it's your boy Vel Rob. You live in Dayton, Ohio, don't you? Yeah. Remember that foul-ass shit you did to me when I got home from New York? Yeah, it fucked me up. Let me talk to you though. Yo, you can't feel me if you could. You understand that I'm a man with plans to undermine this rap game, make my ends while steady gaining fans. And all over the land, they shake my hand, they see how real I am, and never leave a fan. I'm stuck, I run them up without a band. So real, in fact, word to the black, I ran to the NY to find us a little offer to jump off until the day we die. Come back and find that it's a lie that I've been living, claiming I got other women while a Judah ain't asking. Scandalous, cold-hearted,
Scandalous. Joe the Shirt is off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about female circumcision in Egypt, the case of Sohair Bata, who was ordered by her father to have her genitalia excised from her body, and she ended up dead. Now, in Egypt, female circumcision usually involves the removal of the clitoris and labia. Ooh, ow, dang. A UNICEF report last year said that rates of Egyptian women and girls who had undergone some sort of cutting ranged from 96% of women in their late 40s to 81% of those under 19. So basically, almost all women over the age of 40 in their late 40s have had this done to them. Disgusting, wrong, and anybody that subjects their children to this should be stoned. And I don't mean in the fun way. Neighbors said that Sohair's older sister had undergone the procedure 2 years earlier, and that her father, who is also being charged in the case, had made it clear that he would brook no argument. Now, the doctor, Raslan Fadi Halawa, expressed confidence that he would be vindicated, saying he was carrying out the wishes of Sohair's parents. He also insisted to a visitor that the girl had died from an allergic reaction to penicillin rather than the procedure itself. Well, you know what, Doc, if you're a doctor, shouldn't you be checking for allergic reactions before you perform any sort of surgery on somebody? I mean, I know I went to the doctor, because I had an ear infection and they wanted to know what I was allergic to. I went to the doctor when I had a little case of drippy dick. They wanted to know what I was allergic to. You go to the doctor, that's one of the things they ask. So, do you have any allergies? Or they ask your parents, does she have any allergies? And, and they go from there. They don't just say, well, this works on most people. Let's go with it. According to the doctor, Raslan Fadi Halawa, I will be completely cleared. Now, in addition to charges of performing the procedure, he stands accused of medical negligence and running an unauthorized clinic, and the father faces charges for bringing his daughter to the doctor and requesting the procedure. This is a big personal one for me, like I said, because I do have 5 younger sisters, and Lord knows how much I enjoy sex, and Lord knows how much I love my genitals. I really, truly do. Now, was I circumcised? Yes, I was. But I was circumcised in a hospital under sterile, circumstances. I was 8 days old. I don't remember a damn thing. I'm hunky and dory. Until I learned what the word circumcision meant, I had no idea that my dick ever looked any different. And I gotta tell you, me and my dick have been happy together for over 43 years. Female circumcision occurs in young girls well past 8 days old. We're talking about, like I said, like this poor girl here, 13 years old. That's something you're going to remember the rest of your fucking life. In some cases, you don't even go to a doctor. Sometimes it's female relatives and a piece of sharp glass. And God, we just hope there's some iodine or alcohol somewhere. And I don't mean for drinking either. So I would like to think that the pleasures that I have afforded myself throughout my life, having sex or just beating off on a pretty much daily, regular basis, should be afforded to, I'm going to say it, to my sisters. You know what? I'd like to think that my sisters enjoy putting a little tickle in their nickel. All right? Good for them if they do. They should. And so should you if you're a woman. So should your daughters. So should your female cousins. And you know what? When you're not around, what would you rather have your wife doing? Eating ice cream, fucking the neighbor, or playing the slots by herself? That's what you'd like her to be doing, wouldn't it? Hopefully getting all nice and juiced up and warmed up for you when you get home from your business trip. Yeah. This is a big step, I think, for Egypt, because if they can prosecute and punish the doctor, then that sets a precedent for other doctors who've been performing this without any retribution, without any punishments from the law, to think to themselves, okay, wait a minute. Okay, I know you want for me to circumcise your daughter, and I know it's very traditional, but now I can go to jail. Whereas before, they just said, you shouldn't have done that. See, now you get to go to jail. So maybe this will help. I'm certainly hoping it will. And yet there's more sex going on. You've probably heard of what's going on at the in luxury hotels around the world, most notably the Beverly Hills Hotel here in Los Angeles. The Sultan of Brunei has decided that being gay is wrong, and he's made it illegal in Brunei, and that if you are caught being gay, I'm not exactly sure how they do that, but if you're caught being gay in Brunei, the sentence is death by stoning, which is a pretty brutal way to go unless you got a friend of yours in the crowd with a good rock that knows how to hit you in the temple. Otherwise, it's a painful, ugly way to go. So now you have a bunch of people protesting the Sultan and these hotels all around the world, very, very high-end, hotels, very posh. And they're telling them, hey, we won't go to your hotel. We won't have our events at your hotel if you keep making it illegal to be gay in Brunei. And you can, I'm sorry, but you can pretty much, protest as much as you want. But guys like the Sultan of Brunei are not the kind of guys that back down. They're the kind of guys that go, do not want to go to my hotel? Okay, fine, fuck you. I got oil up the ass, okay? That's my Sultan of Brunei accent of it. But that's really the truth of it. It's like, well, he doesn't have to do shit. So what? You don't want to go to his hotels? He doesn't make he makes a fraction of his total money off of hotels. Big fucking deal. He's not worried about that. For that to work, everybody on the planet would have to stop going into his hotels. And that's not going to happen. I think it's also disgusting that he would initiate such a law. There are laws like this all over the world. In Africa, similar laws to this. In Russia, they exist. And they're wrong. If you want to get off and it doesn't hurt anybody else, fine, fuck it. I don't give a shit, man. Okay, what are we talking about here? Oh, let's talk. Ooh, we want to talk about more fucked up laws in Iran. 13 people are being held in Tehran after a video of Iranians was posted on YouTube being happy. You may know the song, the Pharrell Williams feel-good hit song, Happy. You know, because happy, 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 which makes me want to puke by now. But apparently a bunch of young people got together and shot video of themselves dancing and frolicking and singing on rooftops. That was video shot with, I think, their iPhones. And then they posted on YouTube, and everyone's like, woo, yay! And, well, they were arrested for, let's see. The video of young Iranians dancing to the song was labeled obnoxious by the Tehran police chief, Hussein Sajadinia, who announced the arrest on state TV. In 2 hours, we recognized the participants in the Happy video and rounded up 13 of them. 6 of those arrested, 3 men and 3 women, told Iranian television that they had been deceived and did not realize the clips would end up on the internet. They said that they were under the impression that the scenes were part of an audition for actors and actresses. Well, that being said, even if you thought, you know, it wasn't going to be shared or anything, they did know that what they were doing would probably get them arrested if they were caught. They had told us that the video won't be released anywhere and that it was for our own joy. Well, if you believe that one, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. The potential charges were not specified, but those arrested were likely to be accused of running afoul of Islamic codes that calls for modesty in attire and behavior. In the video, young men and women dance and frolic together to the beat. They are fully clothed throughout in hip attire and sunglasses, but the women appear without mandatory headscarves. Well, yeah, that's just going to be the downfall of your society, women that don't cover their heads. None of the scenes were filmed on public streets, but on rooftops. Now here's the fun part for me is how these people were caught. And so let's be honest. Tehran police are not exactly known for their CSI abilities. Okay, the way they caught these people was that the credits at the end of the clip contained the full names of individuals identified as the art director and costume designer, along with the first names of the other participants. Why not just sign your own death warrant while you're at it? Now, here's a quote here. Trusting the youth is different from closing homes to the poison of the virtual and cyber world. This comes from the Ayatollah Zadeh Ladjani. The head of Iran's judiciary was quoted as saying, "We should follow the law in preventing the enemy from misusing the innocence of families." So yes, dancing and singing and looking like you're enjoying yourself, it's a good way to get yourself killed, apparently. Oh my God. How about a couple of quick stories? Let's move back to Egypt, actually, for a quick one here. Egyptian court sentences 683 people to death in mass trial. An Egyptian court issued a mass death sentence Monday for nearly 700 people, including the spiritual leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, the movement of Egypt's ousted Islamist president. Another court banned the April 6th youth movement, which was among the primary engines behind the 2011 uprising against dictator Hosni Mubarak. According to this here, the court in Minya, south of Cairo, also held 37 of the 529 death sentences issued last month. The 683 defendants in the Monday case were convicted of attacking a police station and killing an officer during clashes last summer. They include Mohammed Badi, the Muslim Brotherhood supreme guide. So, we got a mass trial, mass conviction, now a mass execution for almost 700 people for killing one guy. Man, those Egyptians, they just don't fuck around, do they? And finally, just a little bit more sex. I think I may have told you this story before, but if I have, my apologies. If not, it's still a fun story. In Honolulu, Hawaii lawmakers are flabbergasted that police are allowed to have sex with hookers. Now, whoa now. They're not doing this for fun. They're doing this as a sting, all right? They need to collect evidence. So police, apparently in Hawaii, have been allowed to go undercover, solicit sex with hookers, pay them money, and then have sex with hookers all to collect evidence to prosecute them. If I was one of those cops, I'd be putting in overtime every day of my life. They'd be like, hey, Joe, you're here again. Isn't today your day off? Crime never takes a break. Neither do I. And that's it. That's it. Wow, the whole show passed by so quickly. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I'll do another one tomorrow as quickly as possible. Who knows? But that is it for me. Thank you for listening to me once more again. Please continue to listen in, and I will try to get it out there more often because this is actually making me feel a lot better, all right? Here's more Vel Rob. This is Hear 'Em Cry. I'm Joe the Shirt, and I've been off the cuff.
Yeah. Pay close attention now. Hear what I say. Get involved with it. Vel Rob. Minority Records. Come on.